In, in several past videos, I have shared with you that our biology is different in different states of consciousness, that our brain functions differently in different states of consciousness, that knowledge is different in different states of consciousness. And today I want to explore the idea with you that when we explore states like dreams and deep sleep and transcendence, our metabolism changes. The way the laws of thermodynamics work, the arrow of time is experienced differently. And all of this can have a connection to how we age. So let's look a little bit at biology in different states of consciousness first. What we call waking consciousness is characterized by high levels of sensory awareness, also high levels of thought and behavior. During this state, the cerebral cortex, the brain, is highly active, dominated by low voltage and fast wave activity. So low voltage but fast waves. This state is marked by the brain's ability to process what we call external stimuli and maintain orientation and engage in adaptive behaviors. Then, of course, we have the dream state every night. The dream state primarily occurs during rapid eye movement in sleep. In this state, the brain exhibits activity patterns similar to wakefulness, with low voltage, fast wave activity in the cortex. However, unlike waking consciousness, sensory input is sequestered and the body remains immobile due to a blockage of motor commands at the spinal cord level. Dreams often involve vivid imagery and emotional experiences, but the brain's orientation and memory for remote events are typically disrupted. Then there's deep sleep. Deep sleep, also referred to as non-rapid eye movement, NREM, is characterized by high voltage, slow wave activity in the cerebral cortex and slow wave activity in the brain. During this phase, the body undergoes restorative processes, including the release of growth hormone and the repair of tissues. Sensory awareness and cognitive functions are significantly reduced, and the body's metabolic rate decreases. Then there's transcendence, which occurs in deep meditation, and it refers to the states of consciousness that go beyond ordinary waking experiences, often associated with meditation, spiritual experiences. These states can involve altered brain activity patterns, such as increasing coherence and synchronization between different brain areas, entanglement, non-local correlation. The exact biological mechanisms are less well understood, but they always involve shifts in brainwave patterns and neurotransmitter activity. Now, let's look at how that relates to metabolism and thermodynamics. So metabolism involves the biochemical processes that convert food into energy and building blocks for the body. These processes are governed by the principles of thermodynamics, particularly the second law, which says that entropy or disorder tends to increase over time. Metabolic reactions are often far from equilibrium, and the regulation is tightly controlled by enzymes and the thermodynamic properties of the pathways involved. The arrow of time is closely related to entropy. In biological systems, metabolic processes are irreversible and contribute to the overall increase in entropy. The arrow of time, thermodynamics are related, And of course, the arrow of time is related to how we age. Aging is, in many ways, the arrow of time. Going back to the Vedic concepts, time is the consumer and we are its food. So the arrow of time is closely related to entropy. And aging can be viewed as a manifestation of increasing entropy with biological systems, within biological systems. Over time, the accumulation of molecular damage and the decline in cellular repair mechanisms lead to increasing disorder and functional decline, which we call aging. This process is influenced by metabolic activity, as higher metabolic rates can accelerate the accumulation of damage and entropy, thereby hastening the aging process. Okay, so there's connection then between metabolic activity and what we call aging and the cycles of waking, dreaming, transcendence. Of course, there are higher states of consciousness beyond transcendence, such as cosmic consciousness, divine consciousness, unity consciousness, etc., which I've mentioned in the past. So we also know that lack of sleep is associated with inflammation, with acceleration of entropy, and the aging process. And lack of sleep can be a risk factor for Alzheimer's disease, but also for premature death. Premature death, particularly from cardiovascular disease, and weakened immune system, and emotional stability, and much, much more. So now there's something which we have talked about, transcendence, which occurs when you go to the source of thought through meditation, mindfulness, awareness, contemplative inquiry, but mostly through cultivating presence in every moment, in every experience. Presence, the infinite, non-changing factor in every finite experiences. So when we experience this spiritual dimension, it not only provides peace and fulfillment, but it mitigates the metabolism of time. Metabolic processes are governed by those principles of entropy and thermodynamics that I just mentioned. However, when we go to the source of thought, as in transcendence, then there's integration of transcendence, time perception, and aging. Transcendent experiences can reduce stress and anxiety, which are known to negatively impact metabolic processes and accelerate aging. By promoting a sense of peace and connection, transcendence may help mitigate the effects of stress on the body. Also, there's altered perception of time during transcendent experiences, and very frequently a timeless awareness. And so minimum entropy, long age, and absence of disease in those transcendent moments. So transcendence profoundly influences the experience of time by creating a sense of timelessness and connecting to a larger reality. This state of consciousness can positively impact aging by reducing stress, fostering a positive view of aging, and promoting healthier metabolic processes. And understanding these connections provides valuable insights into the holistic nature of aging and the potential benefits of transcendence for enhancing well-being in all stages of life, but also and taking us beyond the fear of death to our true self and minimizing the arrow of time. This is the connection between aging and different states of consciousness and how by cultivating awareness in deep sleep and dreams can lead to a relatively ageless body and timeless mind. I hope you find this useful. You can continue this conversation with my digital twin by going to digitaldeepak.ai.